Hello, welcome. It's Sunday. I had a lot of insomnia, so I thought why not prepare some quality content to help some of my clients and some of my blog clients as well as my Facebook and LinkedIn clients. And friends. Generally, I want to help friends as well. So why not? So today I'm going to talk about what everybody asks me, Mru, how can you just stand up in front of the public and just speak? So I thought, why don't I just do a short video to say, what's my top 12 tips of what to do to really nail your presentation when you're speaking in public. It need not be public, but it could be in a board situation, it could be in the company, it could be just meeting friends, it could be on a date, communication and presentation happens everywhere you go. So, it's in various situations. So here's my top 12 tips I hope you find useful. Please stay with it because there is no sales at the end of this, and I hope you find this content very useful. So the key do's and the key 12 tips I have, the first and foremost is, my 4 P's. What are the 4 P's? If you're not done your preparation, and by preparation I mean really know your subject matter of what you're going to talk about, it shines through. The second is practice. People say they can talk off the cuff. Bullshit. I do a lot of impromptu speeches. Trust me, I have a system I go through even before I go there. And I'm doing the practice, the preaching, collecting my points and do all of that. And I'm kind of like practicing my speech before I go there. This I'm doing in a home video on a phone. But did I practice? Okay, to be honest, I didn't practice that much because I know the content so well and I've presented it before. So in various workshops, boot camps, seminars, so I know the content. But if it was a new subject, believe me, I need to practice. The third is having a presence. So when you stand up and you go like this and you're not absolutely firm in front of the public, your presence says a lot. It does not inspire the audience to listen to you. It does not inspire them to even pay attention to you if you're just going to be like this and just go like that and all that. And the fourth and my favorite is passion. Passion seeps right through. If you're talking about a subject that you're not passionate about, believe me, the audience will know. Or it could be your manager in an interview. It could be a deal. It could be an investor, any situation, or even on a date. If the other person does not feel your passion and your energy, sends out the wrong signals. Okay? My second tip is about having confidence. And confidence comes from the 4 P's. If you have the 4 P's sorted out, then you will have that certain confidence. But even if you don't have it 100%, and believe me, nobody has it 100%, because you'll always want more. I'm that sort of person anyway. I raise the bar every time I do this. So, if it's not there, you won't have the confidence. But you can kind of like at least act. And my tip and trick is that the best tip I can give you is imagine you're an actor. So even if you don't know the content or something, just imagine there's a script, but you're on stage and you're in front of people and you want to communicate with a passion and a belief and you're actually acting. So you actually have that figure in your mind and act. My third one is eye contact. When you're talking to people, stop doing this. Yeah, and this is what we should do. And by the way, I think the value in listening to me is because of the quality of the content I'm going to give you. Spraying the eyes, not focus, not giving attention to the person, not looking at them, and quality time. In an audience, keep 1 or 2 seconds and then move on to the 1 or 2 seconds. Don't spray, don't do that. So it's very, very useful to do that. The fourth one, which is again one of my favorites, is how you use voice and tone. And in my workshops, I teach people how to project and do that and get them out of their comfort zones. But if you are just going to be like this and talk like this, no one will feel inspired to listen to you. So you have to project the voice, and you have to use different types of tones and know how to create the silences. Because sometimes the silence speaks louder than the words. With that said, let's go to my fifth one, which is another one of my favorites. If you don't appear and present yourself well, nobody's going to take you seriously. Now, taking that for granted, I am here on a Sunday in my house in a relaxing mode, but I felt I wanted to bring this video out to you so quickly in a relaxed mode. So I'm not in my usual shirt and tie, I'm just in a casual, but I could be in my pajamas and nobody's going to listen to this. Okay, so your presentation of how you appear is very important. The sixth one is the use of media, meaning videos, pictures, images, and things like that. So how you use media with the sound, the videos, and all that is very important, because sometimes you don't need to be standing there and just talking, because a picture, as we all know, says more than 1,000 words, and a video says it even more. So, use those effectively when necessary. The seventh one is about telling a story. This is kind of like taken off a lot more in the last decade, because people have realized that, if you relate to the audience and say a story, like I will give you a classic example. And I'll give you a very good example actually, where I didn't have the 4 Ps sorted out. I was in a situation where I was talking to about 300-400 people in the audience, and actually this was in Romania. It was in a real estate conference, and in those days, I'm sure you remember the blue screen of death. And the blue screen of death was, when you had to do the 3-finger salute to reboot your Windows. And my presentation in the first minute froze and it wouldn't reboot. So I was stuck. Now, what do I do? 300 or 400 experts. I'm new in the country, and they're waiting to hear what this expert is going to tell us about investing in real estate in their own country. So believe me, the pressure was on. So immediately I closed the laptop, apologized, blamed it on technology, which is the wrong thing to do, by the way. And then I just did a quick poll. Asked a few questions just to judge who the audience were, to give me thinking time. It's a good strategy to have. In that thinking time, I was thinking about some of my slides and just picking some of the key ones and coming to what I call the real nail in the coffin type of slides, okay? So I had those visualized, and a long story short, I just started telling them a story how I came into the country and I went to all the different sites in and around the city and how I targeted every single area, and then started reeling out the prices of land, properties, construction, building, and all of this based on the areas, okay? So I created a story for them to relate to me as if I was a tourist coming into the country, but looking at it from a different pair of eyes. Now, imagine if I didn't have my 4 Ps right, would I have the confidence to do that? No. Would I have even the guts and the what do I call the killing power in the stomach to look someone in the eye and say, this is the price over there, and this is why I would buy over here and not buy over here? If I didn't have that confidence, no one's going to believe me. So storytelling is one way of transmitting the message. The 8th one is very simple, down to basics, the number of slides and the size of these slides. So I have various systems, not too many small words, few points, clean, crisp look, short messages, short statements, and short number of slides. That's my basic rules. The content is more important than the number of slides, okay? So for example, I'm talking over here with just one slide behind me, and that's all I have, and it's that content. I've just got the 12 bullet points, and I've got each one of those bullet points as the topics that I want to cover, like attire, video, storytelling, 4 Ps. That's all I have. So It's not words and all these complicated things where people write paragraph after paragraph and everyone's got to go like this to see what it is. So that's how I use slides. Okay. The 10th one is, try and connect to the audience. And by that, what I mean is, first and foremost, think of respect. Respect people's time. Don't overrun. And if you overrun, don't make sure it's not more than 1 or 2 minutes or something like that. But anything more than that, you are off the beat there. So respect their time, respect them as people. Don't talk to them, talk with them. And more importantly, what I mean is, be communicative and give value. Give value. Don't bring it down to stupid level. Treat them like they are there because they want to learn, but that doesn't make them stupid. Okay? The 11th one is my first 15 seconds. That is so important. If you want a great presentation, make sure if there's one thing you practice is that first 15 seconds. Who am I and why I'm there and why I've got credibility to actually present to you. Okay? So, and once you've practiced that in a public speaking environment, that will be, give you the automatic flow. Now, the reason why I don't do it in these is because most of the people on my blog, my Facebooks know me, so there's no point of doing that. But where people don't know you, that is very important to do that. And my 12th and final one is, how to really relate to the audience. And if you can't relate to the audience and it's just going to be one way all the time, half of them will fall asleep or not interested and certainly not take your messages on board very, very seriously. So you have to learn how to interact with that audience. There are various tips and tricks how to do it. One of my favorites, what I use all the time, is asking questions, get them to raise their hands if they understand, and just do a few checks and measures like that all the time. With that said, I hope you found that useful. There's lots more. Please register on www.mrupatel.com. MRUPATEL.com. Hope you found it useful. Please leave comments and share. Thank you.